Dr. Watson, would you kindly close the door behind you so that we can limit the price of your carelessness to merely hours of work rather than days?
My apologies, Mr. Holmes. I found myself rather taken aback. I saw tidier houses in war-torn Afghanistan. Are those my surgical needles?
I ran out of tacks and the matter required immediate attention.
Was that my supper?
Plainly not, for I was the one who ate it.
I set it aside for this evening.
And for that I am grateful.
Is that my bed?
Watson, since you've proven yourself a master of observation, might I ask you to apply your skills to a more pertinent question? Namely, the whereabouts of today's newspapers. They are the key to everything. The newsboy is usually reliable.
Medically speaking, I often find that the key to everything is good sleep. In a bed. Your papers are here, on the table.
Let us see what the postman brought today. Local gossip, all of it uninteresting. Your order from Barnes' bookshop has arrived, Doctor.
Barnes insists on delivering the books to our door, even though we could easily walk to his shop. That's good service.
Another letter from Werner. I never reply, but they keep coming. I don't see the Strand. Where is it?
Pardon me?
I am on the precipice of uncovering a pattern of crime across London spanning many months and involving many men. The missing paper cannot be a coincidence.
That's preposterous.
My dear fellow, life is infinitely stranger than anything which the mind of man can invent.
Well, life used your newspaper to wipe its posterior, so after that unpleasant discovery this morning, I disposed of it. But in lieu of the Strand, perhaps I can deliver you something equally tantalizing. I have just returned from a patient of mine, Captain Stemwick, who...
No, that will not do. Grab your coat, Dr. Watson. Let us hope nobody has collected the dustbin.
The dustbin is yours for the digging, Mr. Holmes.
A cactus spine. If it gets in your skin, it's awfully tricky to remove, and when laced with poison, the perfect assassination tool. You were mistaken, Dr. Watson. The paper was indeed dirtied, but not how you implied. It's potting soil. See, Watson? The conspiracy is real. Someone tried to poison me.
Poison? You? That's madness.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here! Sorry, Mr. Holmes. I just sold my last paper.
Glassed. Then why are you still here?
Boss pays by the hour. No sense in returning early.
Any breaking news today?
The dog accident. It's the talk of the town.
Yes, yes. Besides the tripe on the front page, anything about burglaries?
I'm not sure, sir.
You're a bright child. I presume you see everything that goes on around here?
Nothing gets past me, mister.
Then tell me, did you notice anyone suspicious at my door this morning?
Like the man with your newspaper?
Precisely. What do you know?
I know the value of a shilling.
Dr. Watson,
Cool, now I can take the day off.
can you describe the man you saw?
He was carrying a lot of books. Up to his chin, they...
Never heard of a well-read assassin.
Looks can deceive. And which way did he go?
Not sure. I was distracted by...
Did you see what he was up to?
I ducked down. Not because I was scared, because I wasn't.
All right. You earned your shilling. That'll be all.
Thanks, Mr. Hope. Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Come now, Mr. Holmes. Murder? Yes, Barnes has his quirks, but he also has his scruples.
Not every pawn knows it's part of a game.
Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Mr. Barnes, a word. Ah, for goodness sake.
Who goes there?
Sherlock Holmes. Now will you please...
Mr. Holmes. Golly, I did not see you come in.
Would you care to answer some questions for me?
Well, I wish I could, but I am deep in the weeds with work. How about we...
Come now, Mr. Barnes. It will only take a moment.
No, really deep in the weeds with... Well, help yourself to any book, just take it...
Barnes doesn't seem like himself. Why is he acting this way?
You're asking the right questions, Doctor. Let's find a way to coax him out. The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood. So, Barnes has a dog now. Who's a good boy? I could hardly imagine anything more macabre. Basics of cryptoanalysis, cryptography in Egypt. It appears Barnes has an interesting hobby. In the language of Mycroft's secret agents, it's a sign. Dried flowers are replaced when the job is done. I wonder who the recipient is. An improvised stand, but it does make the flowers more visible.
Barnes has always been a little odd, but this is uncharacteristic even for him.
The weather is dreary, isn't it? To be fair, my flowers could use the rainfall.
Hello there. What's your name?
Lily, I know, not very original.
We're looking for a cactus needle in a haystack. A spine in a book stack? No, come on, Watson, think.
The finest view London has to offer.
Apologies, but I can't hear you. Please come back later.
I should have worn something warmer.
I like bookshops. One of the few spots in London where you are shunned for making a racket.
Get the Strand. Get your copy of the Strand here. I'll stand watch, just in case the strange man comes back.
Didn't you once tell me that
Get the
answers
Strand.
usually lie in
Get your
plain
copy
sight?
of the Strand here.
Encouraging people to stop and smell the roses?
Our national emblem. God save the Queen.
It must take patience and care to produce a bloom so beautiful.
I imagine so. I merely sell them.
The pot is damaged. The blow was severe, but softened by something. Familiar spine? Is this what I found in my dustbin?
Anything tickle your fancy, Mr. Holmes?
My condolences, Mrs. Fleming.
Mr. Holmes.
Your husband's death. You're clearly still
Oh, no. I loved him more than anything, of course, but that was some time ago now.
a lesson which... I'll be off.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
One of these things is not like the other.
Come again?
The cactus. Those fearsome spines can prove a dell to remove, and the sap is often toxic.
And a rose thorn can give you tetanus, but we still grow them. The cactus seems comparatively harmless, though you have me thinking it must be valuable.
I was under the impression that you knew its price already.
Your guess is as good as mine. The first time I saw this cactus was when I came back from my break.
What do you make of the flowers in Barnes' shop window?
Well, they could use a bit of water.
Do they mean anything to you?
Mean anything how? I'm not sure I follow, Mr. Holmes.
Why do you think they're there?
Are you suggesting the flowers are for me?
It seems likely, does it not?
Oh, I hope you're right. I don't know anything about this, sorry. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I don't know anything about this, sorry. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller. I'm afraid I can't help with that, Mr. Holmes. Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
I'll be off.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
The ladder is broken, recently, judging by the freshness of the wood.
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Impressive stature, strong gaze. I think this man deserves a knighthood.
Really, Holmes? How can you be so sure?
On rare occasions, Watson, it can suffice to trust one's gut.
Why don't you give me another shilling now? Because I'm sure I'll spot something else soon. No? Get the Strand! Get your copy of the Strand here!
Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight? Didn't you once tell me that answers usually lie in plain sight?
Are you sure you're asking the right person? I'm just a flower seller.
Are you familiar with Mr. Barnes?
Yes. No, not really.
What on earth does that mean?
I know who he is.
A look?
Actually, we once met briefly while our dogs played. He was quiet. I often see him staring through the shop window. Sometimes...
I think perhaps I have been chasing shadows.
Do not despair, Mr. Holmes. Even the best of us make mistakes. We better tell Mr. Barnes what we've learned.
Mr. Barnes, I know what you did.
I'm sorry, Mr. Holmes. I can't hear you very well from behind the door.
You ordered a cactus from the plant catalogue and then left it for Mrs. Fleming as a gift. You place flowers in the window to get her attention and wear high heels to appear taller and more desirable. You are her secret admirer. I couldn't read this morning's edition of The Strand because it was covered in soil and spines. I know you dropped a cactus on it and then fled.
Barnes, it's Dr. Watson. Rest assured we are not interested in disclosing your...
All right, then.
So, you know what happened then? I was on my way back from the post office, having picked up the cactus and some books. It was quite an awkward package, heavy too, and when I got to your door, I dropped the cactus in your paper. Forgive me.
I needed that paper to prove a theory and prevent a crime. Your clumsiness...
Aww.
As in most things in life, truth is the answer. Cease with the abstruse signals and anonymous gifts. and simply talk to the woman? What is the worst that can happen? She rejects you, and you are freed from this endless purgatory.
That... Yes, you are correct, of course. I do have a slight tendency to overthink things. Thank you.
So, at last, we return to the matter of the paper. I'm investigating a string of burglaries. Did you perhaps read of any before the edition was spoiled?
I don't recall, but you're welcome to read our copy for yourself.
You had an issue of The Strand here all along?
Well, naturally. I am a bookseller. I have a subscription to every magazine and newspaper in London.
So you ought to be familiar with the concept of burying the lead.
Oh no, my apologies, Mr. Holmes. I'll make it up to you however I can. I am an expert on obscure languages and translation and
Yes, okay. Just give me the paper. Come, Dr. Watson. Let us put this matter behind us.
Farewell, Mr. Barnes. I hope to hear good news about you and Mrs. Fleming. I'm sure Barnes has had enough of our meddling, Mr. Holmes. We best be off.
Well, that was an utter waste of time.
An assassination did seem right.
There was supposed to be another burglary. I was certain of... Something you wish to say?
No. Well, only that you have a remarkable faculty.
I see things that are not...
Yes. It is.
So it seems. Forgive me.
Which brings us back to my news from earlier.
Truly?
Indeed. I said I knew just the man to help.
Oh, what's...
Yes, I know it's not the most tantalizing mystery.
It's brilliant. Let's go.
Oh.
Are you able to help me?
I can't tell you because I don't know.
Could you help me?
A lady doesn't know about such things.
May I ask you something?
I can't help you with that, sir.
Could you help me?
I'm really sorry, but I can't help you. Try asking someone else.
May I ask you something?
No, I don't know anything about that.
My gratitude, Sir Arthur. Is this familiar to you?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Help me, please.
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Could you help me?
No, sir, I've never heard of it.
People don't tend to come out for flowers when it rains. Perhaps I should try selling door to door.
May I ask for your assistance?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
May I ask for your assistance?
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
May I ask for your assistance?
A lady doesn't know about such things.
Do you know anything about this?
I wish I could help you, but I don't know.
Do you know anything about this?
Excuse me, what? I'm not sure I know.
Is this familiar to you?
Sorry, sir, I can't help you.
Could you help me?
Sorry, sir. Can't help you.
Help me, please.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
Excuse me, just one question.
It's a shame, but I can't help you.
May I ask for your assistance?
As much as I'd like to help you, I know nothing about this.
Stenwick is just down the street from Barnes's bookshop. Not much further now.
Is this lousy attitude of yours because of my altercation with Inspector Lockhart? Did he put you up to this?
Sir, the Inspector has nothing to do with it. I'm telling you the same...
Good day, gentlemen. Forgive the intrusion. Captain Stenwick, this is my colleague Sherlock Holmes, the consulting detective.
At last, a professional. This useless officer...
Sergeant Ruffles. And it's my superiors who made this decision, sir.
Why has the police department decided not to help?
We investigate murders, thefts, fraud, arson, real crimes. A servant walking away from his master is not our highest priority. That said, if we find Kimahia breaking the law, we'll be sure to notify Captain Stenwick.
Have there been other disappearances lately?
Of course, here and there. But when life is tough and opportunity comes knocking, you can't blame those who answer. Now, I must be off. Best of luck in your search.
You heard that, didn't you? The way that man spoke to me. I shall need your written testimony. Then we can lodge a complaint.
Captain, perhaps Mr. Holmes' time is better spent learning about your servant, so that he may begin his investigation.
Ah, yes. Quite right. Fire away.
Tell me about Kimahia.
He's foreign. A Maori. All the way from New Zealand. Biggest man you've ever seen. And as strong as two. Dark hair and fearsome tattoos. He doesn't speak a whit of English. Never bothered to learn. But I made do with pointing. I invested a lot of money in him, so he must be found.
When did you last see your servant?
Kimmy here normally brings me the morning papers, but yesterday I had to get them myself. He must have
May I see your servant's bedroom?
His shack is in the garden. You can't miss it.
Did you search the room?
Of course, but...
Is there any reason Kimahia...
I should think...
Did Kimahia...
Heavens, no.
Still?
No.
I take it that...
Undoubt. Should he...
All right.
Go ahead.
Chewing tobacco. A shoe print, roughly size 11, with a worn-out sole. These are a workman's boots. Chewing tobacco.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? Looks like a knee print. Someone knelt here. The amount of chewing tobacco suggests they were waiting a while.
Amazing, Mr. Holmes. To read the ground like an open book. Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Are you joking? Why would I know this? Yes.
The door to your garden has an interest.
Yes, I have uncommon locks on every door of my mansion.
I'll need to borrow them.
No, you'll need to do what I tell you to do. I thought you were meant to be intelligent.
Do you happen to know Kimahir's shoe size?
I wouldn't have the foggiest. But I'm sure it was not that it...
Has Kimahir ever indulged in tobacco?
No.
Are you certain? I found chewing tobacco in the garden.
Why are you still here?
This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. This lock is quite unusual. It appears that the key should be bent to the right. The rag reeks of smoke. Someone plugged the chimney. Impressive. The sack of grain retained the shape of an impact. Someone hit their head here. A Maori nose flute. Ngurus, they're called. Clothes made of Hessian. Is Stenwick really so miserly? No air coming through it. Button chops. The remains of a meal. The ashes are long since cold. A heavy chemical odor. Lend me your nose, Doctor.
Ah, I'll never forget that smell after my time in Afghanistan. That's an opioid, Mr. Holmes, a narcotic.
A scrap of Hessian. These were sturdy boxes. It would have required a serious blow to break them. A small Navy spyglass. Is this a Taniwha, a Maori water spirit, or something else?
Either way, it's giving me chills. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance. Appearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
Where on earth are you going with this?
Is this spyglass familiar?
I don't recognize it.
Could it be Kimahir's, perhaps?
I doubt it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it. This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
If you find my man, I have a marvelous whiskey with your name on it.
This disappearance is intriguing, no? I cannot make head nor tail of it.
could have left these tracks? They seem fresh. Someone moved a cart to this spot and then took it elsewhere. Can't see it anywhere in the garden.
This dreary rain is making a miserable day even worse. Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Surveilling from afar, the intruder waited for a window of opportunity. When Kimahir went to sleep, the man crept up to the shack and slipped narcotics down the chimney pipe, then blocked it with a cloth. Kimahir inhaled the sedative and fell into a deep sleep. The intruder tried to move him, but the man was heavier than expected. The intruder fell on the sack and dropped his spyglass. In order to transport the servant, he had to use the cart. The final challenge was opening the garden door. Luckily for our intruder, Kimahir had the key in his shack.
Remarkable. It makes total sense.
You'd best have found something by now,
I fear that someone may have spied. It appears they were watching for some time.
And your point?
I found the residue of narcotic. There are several explanations. Perhaps your servants would...
Cut to the chase, Mr. Hope.
You said that you checked the... Now, one... I won't keep you in suspense any longer, Captain. When your servant fell asleep, he slipped...
Now, every second you dawdle here, waiting for me to stroke your ego. I'm not interested in the how, the...
The point is...
Well, then you should have led with that. And in the... Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Stenwick makes his servant live in a tool shed. You think you know someone.
What does it say? What does it say? No seams or torn fabric on this doll. Likely one-legged by design. A treasure hunt. Used to do lots of those in my childhood, for myself and...
Is it a call for help? A bad joke?
Or both. Better not risk leaving this matter ignored, don't you think? Roy Soulsby. Could that be the name of our man? A strange substance. I have my suspicions based on the color and consistency, but would you care to hazard a guess, Doctor?
Well, it's odorless, but from the way it absorbs water, I'd say saltpeter.
Then we're in agreement. Well done. Wheels picked up grass along the way. Kimahir's cart, I gather. Sturdy rope, professionally tied in a Portuguese bowline. This knot is often used by sailors to create a bosun's chair. A large pile of horse droppings. Many cigarette butts. Someone stood here for hours. There was a cab waiting here. Our abductor slipped in and then off into the night. Are you able to help me?
A lady doesn't know about such things.
Seems to be for me. Seems to be for me. Unnaturally bent legs, yet they look to be a design choice.
Yeah, Yes, Denwick is no angel, but he's one of my few clients. Please, try to remain courteous.
Excuse me, just one question.
I don't think anyone here knows the answer. You should ask someone else.
The Strand proved not so useless after all. The saltpeter accident. Doctor, do you recall?
The Port of London, of course. The footwear, the spyglass.
Indeed. We shall need to take a cab there.
Are you stupid, Mr. Holmes? Stop loitering and go and do your job.
Let's just go. Stenwick wanted results, not pleasantries.
Where to, Gov?
The Port of London, please. I will show you where to stop.